Only about 1 million people live in Maine. We went in early September and I could wear a polo during the day, but at nighttime I had on a jacket. And every location I talk about, I will have it in the body of the text. You either look at the bottom of the video or at the top of the video. And if you like these places, perhaps one day you can go there too. We flew into Portland and we made our way to Bar Harbour. This neat little restaurant, and I don't even want to try to pronounce the name because I'm afraid I'll butcher it. It had excellent reviews on TripAdvisor, so Megan and I stopped there and we had a great lunch. Lobster is also something that's talked about a lot, but unless you're at a really nice restaurant on the water, everyone's getting their lobster through a distributor. And I don't mean that to discourage you, but I just want to let you know that that's how it is. Some lobster and seafood you might get at your local restaurant probably will taste just as good as what you'll get in Maine, unless you do go to one of those nice restaurants where they have a deal with the local fishermen. The marinas, the scenery, the bridges, it was stuff that I'd never seen before, so I went ahead and documented it. Across the state of Maine, you hear a lot about apples and apple orchards, and we saw a lot of them. But once you got into Bar Harbour and Acadia National Park, everyone talked about blueberries. And I made the joke with Megan that I was going to take out my camera and take a photo or a video every time I saw something that was blueberry themed. But if I did that, I would have ran out of battery because I'd have had the camera going all the time. Bar Harbour didn't disappoint. We were told that it was a very charming town, which we agreed. I really loved it there, and I told Megan we really need to go back. Only 5,000 people live in Bar Harbour, and this charming little hotel with the ivy growing up the sides, they had a couple of fire pits and people would gather there at night. And we met some really neat people there and had some really good conversations. The manager actually had a little portable bar and he brought it out beside the fire pits, and we were all able to get drinks. Walking around Bar Harbour is really nice. There's a lot of shops and beautiful views from the coastline. And we were really impressed with how beautiful this hotel was. This rock and the story behind it is really neat, but apparently that rock has been sitting right there for 10,000 years. And for hundreds of years, people have been climbing on it and playing on it. There is a college in Bar Harbour, so during the day you see a lot of people of all ages, but on Friday and Saturday nights, the people you meet at the restaurants and bars are very much a younger demographic, and it creates a great energy for the town. This is blueberry beer, and I wouldn't really recommend you drink blueberry beer with clam chowder, but that's what they do in Maine, so I thought, why not? It felt very light as it was going in, but it didn't take long before I felt like I'd eaten way too much. Now, Bar Harbour is the gateway to Acadia National Park. And before Megan and I went, we stopped at this charming little breakfast place. And all of the articles online will recommend this place and that place, but sometimes the best way to find out where the best food is to ask the locals. And this place did not disappoint. That's actually a coffee drink with alcohol in it that was very popular on the menu, so we tried it and it was delicious. Kind of like an Irish coffee, but a little stronger and a little sweeter. Definitely an extra shot of whiskey was put in it, or vodka, or whatever it was. But it was a great way to cap off the morning before we headed to Acadia, where we were on our feet all day long. We drove to the very top of Acadia just for the views. As you understand, in person, not on camera, it's a much richer experience. The air was fresh. And about halfway through one of the walking trails, there's a restaurant. We've always heard a lot about Kennebunkport. A lot of American politicians live there or have summer homes there. They have a rich history of early settlements and politicians throughout the years. Only about 3,000 people live there, and there's neat little restaurants and shops and boutiques there too. This is actually the Anglican church that the Bush family attends when they're in town. This is actually the Bush home, and they were there the day before we were. This is just beautiful shots of the town. And you can't go to Maine without visiting a few lighthouses. We finally made it to Portland, a beautiful, quaint little city with brick and cobblestone roads. This was our view from the hotel, and that same seagull visited us every day. And one morning, it did bring us some toenail clippers. Apparently seagulls like things that are shiny. And we found this really neat restaurant that is well lit at night. And those are actual candles burning. This was actually a sunrise on our final morning, and Megan and I sat there and watched it together. And we were bundled up in sweatshirts and jackets. I hope you enjoyed that. We really had a great time in Maine. I thought it was such a beautiful state. If you know someone that would like this video, send it to them. And subscribe to my channel because I'll be making more travel videos in the future.